Hello and welcome back to Derail Valley with Freddy. Still night time at the moment because we are doing this job. Now I've already got this loaded up. I've got it down at the unload point. In fact, I can hand the job in now because it's already there. So it's 3 drop-offs after we unload. Couple, unload, one at C1S, one at G1S, and just a single car at D2S. Right, so we need to figure out the cars after we've unloaded. I'll show you the unload, so you can see what we're doing, but I'll pause the shifting around in the yard for you. I know you've seen me do that a few times. It does take up a fair bit of video time to get that done. This is our train. It is huge because it's huge, but that's what pays the bills. So train in range while unloading. Now the way to figure this of which one you're dropping first is literally with the book, and each car has a number on it. So I want to figure out what's at the back. So we've got CFS 646, which is the big one. So we need to drop in C1S first. And it's going to be right at the front of the train. I imagine it's going to be that one, then that one. Go right to the front of the train. Right. Car 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oop. 248. Yep. So G1S second. It should be 230. 230. Yeah, at the front. Right. Okay. So now I know what I'm doing. So we'll C1S first. So we're going to go to C1S, so we're going to go out of here, keep right there, and we're going to reverse the whole thing into C1S. Check C set up for 1S, so let's keep left there, that's into 1S. Right. Okay. So let's get back in my train. Fire up, cut-offs on, brakes off, into forward, brake off, and we'll give it some beans. A bit more beans now. It's not long finished raining, so now it's empty. This will move quite nicely. Right, I'll see you when we're dropping the last one off. So we're just bringing the last car now into position. Drop it off at D2S. So keep an eye and make sure our signals are all set. It's always tricky looking at it because a lot of these signs can obscure one another. D2S there. Coming in quite hot, but it's pretty damn empty. Start hitting the brakes very soon. There we go. Just brake now. That's going to be this job complete. Nice, easy way to make a lot of money. You've got to try and take some of these shunting jobs when you can, especially with this sort of price. Whoops. Letting all the air out the system there. Check our reservoir levels, we're good. So I'm actually going to use the train and drive around closer to the station house. As you can see, this thing moves pretty darn quick compared to the DE2. Especially when empty. When loaded, you can certainly feel the weight in this thing. Same with the DE2. When you have the DE2 loaded, you could feel the weight in this. It is just one of those things. It's part of the physics engine of it, and I like it. It is fun. Oh, the lights are all set wrong. So I'll have a quick look after we hand this job in. And a little bit quick around that corner, probably. More likely is just a 30, but it's what it is. With our fuel level, there is a possible another shunting job I may do. But I'm going to do it. I'll do it off camera. Just to boost our funds up a little bit. 138,000 in the bank at the moment. You may be thinking, that's actually a fair bit. For Derail Valley, with upgrades and things we want to buy, it is not a lot. I think, yep, we've massively overshot the station house there. So I'm going to leave the train running for a sec. Just leave it parked up there. Because the other thing I'll definitely show you, and I'll show you on camera, is a manual service. Which we'll be doing before we set off and take an actual job out of this place. Out of the harbour. So that should be good, good. And there's 74,000 for doing that shunting job. Nice, that brings our total up to 212,000. Maybe saying, oh, that's going to be tasty. No. With the upgrades I want to get for our DH4, for the bits I want to buy to make our life easier, that is pocket change. We want to be pushing double, maybe triple that. Comfortably. Especially when we start doing some of the museum restorations. We're going to blow through 200,000-300,000 per train comfortably. So the other one I was potentially looking at was this one. Because when I have a look at these jobs, I'm looking a lot at the price and the amount of effort in. That's 2 pickups, a load and a park. It's not a huge amount of money. Not a huge amount of time. So C1S, G1S. I think we just dropped in G1S as well. Yeah. So let's have a look. So C1S, G1S to D1L to load, to then park in E50, which is going to be easy. The hard bit may be we're going to have to come around this side of G, reverse in, pick up, because I think we just parked on G. Yeah, we did park on G1S with 3 cars. So it's going to be what was in the back of G1S that I avoided hitting. I had to do some pushing on C's to actually get the train to fit. It happened. Do it slow, doesn't cause damage. As you saw from our profits, no damage caused. So it's going to be G to pull forward, to reverse back, into C, pull forward, reverse back into D, pull forward, reverse back into E. It's a fair bit of shunting about, but we get 54 minutes. It's not bad. Might not do that though. Let's see. So we have a look at this. That's a simple straightforward one, but it is a hazmat 2. We can't do that. Boom, gone. Job done. Offload and store train with tractors. Only 10k. Nah. 6k. Offload and parking 3. Oh god, no. Offload train with furniture and store. We can do better. Unload 5k. Storing 2. No, not worth our time. So let me have a quick pause here. There could be jobs change at 6 AM. I'll have a quick look, sort through these jobs, and I'll be back with you. Okay, so I've had a quick sort through the jobs. And these are current jobs are going out. Our pile here of really low cost or jobs that we don't have license for. And the two here, I think would have been good, but I don't really want to go to Forest Central because it's out of the way really. There's nothing going up to Machine Factory that's really worthwhile doing. So I want to try and pair these jobs together in a direction we want to go that's going to make it profitable as well, because we can tag an extra job onto the back. At the moment we're limited to 2 because of our license, and to get concurrent orders 2 we need concurrent orders 1. We can take another 5% off our time deadline, but means we can do any number of jobs at the same time. So it is a license we do want to go for, but at the moment I'm sort of we kind of need a second DH4 for that. We really do. Now hazmat, first one's 40,000 for hazmat 1. That boosts our copay by 38,000. That's quite a lot, and takes 4% off. Ouchie. 282 license. In fact, the museum piece was the S060. So what do we get for that? It costs us 20,000, but doesn't boost anything. Doesn't boost or make anything better for us. So we've got all these top ones. DM3, another one we'll look at. Okay, that doesn't boost anything. Doesn't drop anything either. So it's hazmat. Military ones, you either get all 3 or don't bother. Quite honestly, it's not worth getting sort of just military 1 because the jobs don't pay that well. Hazmat, we really want hazmat 2. To get hazmat 2 we need hazmat 1, and as you can see there, it's a heck of a cost. It's a lot of all negatives now. So 282, let's have a quick look at that one. 2% and 10,000 on copay. So really we've got nothing left that's going to reduce the amount of time we get for doing jobs. We have a look at stats. We're already at -1%, so we're good there. We're good. So looking at jobs, got this one to City West, which we could possibly do. Kind of means Forest South. We could sort of do that, link up round this way and then go into City West. It's quite a bit of a drive. As you can hear now, it's raining. Beautiful. I am tempted to do that shunting job, and I may do that in a minute. I'll do it off camera for you guys. So we've got oil refinery. Now, oil refinery's up here. If we were going to go up to food factory, I'd say that would be worth it. So we drop these cars off at oil refinery. So I head out the harbour, up this way, that'll be a sharp corner, that one, into oil refinery, drop that off, up to food factory, that'd be quite tasty. So these two jobs are linked together, although the top one's only 7 grand, the one into oil refinery is 44. To me that would make that worth it, because there's not a lot really into oil refinery. And without our hazmat, we're not going to get much out of there. But food factory, we'll probably get a half decent job out of there. So that's a possibility. Got Oil Well Central, which is here. So we could possibly do that along with either something going to the farm. Going to the farm would be the best. So I think that Forest South job is out. City West is bad, but there's not really anything else going across there. Steel mill. Steel mill's always a good one to go to. If I was going to do that, it would be these 2 jobs, and there'd be a decent job out of there. Forest South. Oh, Forest South, really? Is Forest South there? Could do Forest South to Oilwell, and then take a short drive up to Food Factory. So that's an option as well. The problem is if we try and go from Forest South into Oilwell Central, we then can't make the turn to go back up. So Oilwell Central would really be paired with City West. So we come out, go up into Oilwell Central, drop off into City West. So that now makes that a little more viable. Steel mill's always a good place. Sawmill. Sawmill we could also do with City West. It's on the way, run across the entire bottom of the map, into Sawmill, up to City West, drop off. So there's another good option. It'll actually be better than the Oilwell Central job. Good factory in town one is not really going to pay the bill, and there's probably something else we can get from steel mill. So okay, let me move this train round in the rain, do this shunting job. We'll be back with you and see what the day brings and the weather's going to be, because that's going to be the other determining factor. Right, see you shortly. Okay, so change of plan. As I had a look at where all these jobs are, I realised I've got to move a lot of what I'd already placed. So it's actually going to end up being a lot of hassle to move all the trains around, move what I've dropped around, just to try and get that job out for 32k. So I've decided, no, we're not going to do that. So what I'm going to do, whilst it's raining, because we don't really want to climb out of here in the rain if we can avoid it, because it does drop what we can do. So I've decided we shall go and service this train. Do a manual service on it. So I'll top all our fuel up, make it so that we're good, and then we can decide on what job we're doing and where we're going. And hopefully then the weather will have improved. So we want to go into there. We're going to go past here, change that signal. This is a 20 around here. Now you can service multiple trains in one go. It is entirely possible, and I'll show you how we do that whilst I service this train. Now I don't need that. And yes, I'm aware, if you've seen, that my wireless controller does need a recharge, and it will recharge in the sunshine. So once the sun comes out, day comes out, I shall walk around with it out again and recharge the battery. Just a little thing, you can just walk around with it out, you don't need to be operating it. As you can see, 20 there. One thing we've got to watch coming into here is the turntable. This is one place we can turn the train around. As we can see, it is not set. So the last thing we want to do is derail, because that would suck, and it costs money. So thankfully I have this bound, if I can remember where my buttons are. There they are. And we just turn it round. And thankfully I already know where we're going. We want to go straight into here. Oh, that's noisy. And this is the manual reservice bit. So. Get our baby coming. I apologise if the rain is overpowering my voice. There we go. Right, we do want to turn the engine off. turn the wipers off as well whilst we're in here. Open that for convenience. So as you can see, the stats of our vehicle, all the little bits. So the first thing we want to do, hook up the diesel pump. Oh, that was irritating. Okay, apparently we're a bit far back. Not a problem. Just go forward a little bit. Certainly not the end of the world. That's actually quite a downpour going on. So there we go. Right, you just pull these levers. As you can see, unit cost $3.36. Full on diesel, full on sand because we haven't used any. A little bit of oil. And your main expenses from a service. Body's fine, so there's no damage there. A little bit to the wheels. A little bit to the mechanical powertrain. And that has cost us $7,770.62. Boom, that's our train all serviced. Anything you've got to do then, chuck that away. And here comes the daylight, so hopefully now it is past 6 o'clock and we can get the weather forecast for the day. We'll leave the train there whilst we're doing this. Double check as well we've got no other additional fees. Additional fees could be damage to other cars or other trains that we've used, which I don't think we have. I've been primarily using the DH4 now. So fees 208. That's probably just our rental fee. Taxes, boom. That's all fees cleared. Happy days. So if we wanted to now, we could buy licenses. When we get the museum engines, oh my word, it's going to be a horrible day. Ooh. Wet weather day. Not good. So it's going to clear up around about sort of maybe 11, 12 o'clock. And at 6 o'clock again, it's going to throw it down. As well as we're going to have some fog. The weather forecast is not overly accurate, but it does give you an idea of time ahead. So we need to look at a wet weather day. So we're looking 500 tons maximum, which includes the 77 tons. So we're looking no more than 400 tons really of a load. That's going to be our limit. So unfortunately, this job is out. That's 522 tons. So this combination would work, that one would work, that would work, all of these would work. Decisions. I'm tempted, really am, by the oil refinery food factory in town. It means we need to pick up oil refinery first, and the oil, food factory first, so it's closest to the engine, and then the oil refinery job, so it's going to be the first one we drop. So we've got one in E, one in D. So E5. So that's going to be, we're coming in from, I think this way, on E. Oh. Yep, so that's going to be a keep left, that's going to be a keep left. So into E, pull forward, reverse into D. I think it's D. Yep. And that will give us the two jobs. Right. So E, E5. So it's going to be a keep left. Fire bone immediate keep right, E50. Done. D. It's D5 as well. So I think it's, yeah, I think it's keep left. Yeah, keep left because we're going that way. Into a keep right, E5S. Right, happy days. So now we can go get our engine, pull forward, reverse out, and we'll go start assembling this train. So right, I shall see you once it's all assembled. Okay, so I've got a train assembled. So the next thing to look at is where we're dropping off. So we want oil refinery for B7S. So oil refinery. Oil refinery. Ooh, that gets complicated. Right, so we will be coming in from the south. Same as food factory will be coming in from the south. So I'm going to keep left there, not worry about that one, into B, and then we'll be going out again. So entrance, exit. So B7S. So we're going to keep right, keep right, keep right, B7S. More than likely it'll be empty as a storage line, and then we'll be straight out. So food factory. Food factory will be dropping at C6I. So coming in from the south, we're going to keep right, keep left, into C, we're going 7I? 6I. So 6I, so we're going to keep left to keep right into 6I. Hopefully that'll be empty. So, plotting our route out of here. So coming out of harbour. So we're going to want to keep right, into a keep left, into a keep right, to a keep left, to a keep right, to Forest Central, keep right again, into oil refinery, keep right, into food factory. Right, so we're going to go through Forest Central, so we need to make sure that's set as well. So we're going to keep right through B and out. B coming from the south. Keep right into keep left, straight through line. Happy days. Right, so oil refinery, because that's where we're going first. Right, so hopefully, fingers crossed, Freddy's actually got this set correctly this time. Fingers crossed. Now we're towards the upper weight limit of this train in a 2% gradient in the wet, so hopefully we'll be alright. So we're all set to go now. Clock is running. Main thing we've got to watch for, especially in the wet, is wheel slip. You'll get an audible alarm and that light will come on if you start wheel slipping. See, wheel slip. Back it off a throttle, wait for the speed to come up, and you can reapply. We really want to be doing about 45 before we hit the turn for getting out of here. We want that power down. There's the wheel slip alarm again. So that's why I stopped where we did, and it was close to the station. In the dry, this would be far less of an issue because it's less of a stress on the engine. But in the wet, we may need the sander as well. The sander is operated here. We shall see. Right, really get the power down now. We want to be doing about 45 because this is a steep climb out of harbour. Not worried about the engine temps at the moment, more worried about that speed. Right. Back her off on the throttle. Just to maintain around that speed, but we've still got a bit of a turn to come. Try and maintain that speed as best we can. You can see the lovely raindrops. Look how beautiful they are. We've really done a good job on these raindrops. They do look very, very beautiful. It says 50, but this is a 40 out of here. Always 40. You can push it to 45 and we will, because the hill will take some of the pace out of us. Throw the hammer down, back her off actually a touch, a little bit quick. Speed's going to kill us, and there we go, 40. Let the hill take a bit, and we'll reapply one. There we go. Apply full power for while we can until the temperature gets up, then we'll back her off. We can push it to about that 105 degrees Celsius that you can see on the temperature gauge. I'll push it for as long as we can to keep the momentum going as far as we can. There should be a keeper right on here. There are things I want to buy for this train now to help improve the visibility of what we're doing and functionality of the train. There we go, backed off. Just one notch of throttle. The fact we're doing 40 or 35 at this point, that is beautiful. We will climb. We will make this climb. It'll only be if we start wheel slipping. So we've got a little bit of a level on a corner here. As long as you're doing at least 20 by this point, you should be able to make the climb out of here. This is where we're going to burn the majority of fuel till we actually get into oil refinery, because it's going to be a bit of a climb into food factory. Nowhere near as bad as this. So, we've just made this turn. So our next one's going to be a keep left. So Freddie's going to watch this a lot more rigidly than he normally does. So we shall see how we get along. What I'll do for this, because I appreciate this video is starting to reach on time, is I'm actually going to do a time lapse. So I shall see you when we get to oil refinery. welcome back. We should just be pulling into Oil Refinery now. For those eagle-eyed amongst you, you'll notice there was a fair few sharp corners that caught me off guard there. So thankfully we've not derailed. And unlike the last couple of episodes, Freddy's actually got here in one go. All the points have been set correctly, and I've not got lost. Ha ha! Yay me, for a change. Right, so we are dropping off in B7S. As well, you saw me sat out the front with the wireless remote, giving it a bit of a charge. It does take a little bit to charge it up. On a journey like that, why not? You've got control of the train, so there's no issue. Right, so B7S, that's what we want. And of course there's something there. No! So we're going to have to hit the brakes and we're going to have to get that moved. Wrong button. What we got here? We've got a couple of DH2s, so we're going to have to borrow one. Are they hooked up? Yes, they are. Well, we don't need to. So save us on fees. We're only going to use the back one. Wrong side. Disconnect that. Have to enter. Oh, we need to set the electrics first, don't we? Of course we do. Don't need. I'll have the dash lights. Set that and set that. It's not going to matter for this because we're literally just going to use it to move a couple of things that are in our way, because we want to drive straight through, so we need this moved. It's two little cars, so I'm going to join them up together, move them out of the way, and that'll be good for us. Irritating, but not the end of the world. Cost us a little bit in fees because we're not going to be able to repair this properly. Just waiting for that air pressure to build. But, what I'll do is our trainers here. Utilise our train. In fact, do we even actually need that? Yes, we do. I was stood on the wrong line, that's why. We've got plenty of room. We can pull this a lot closer. We'll probably give this a bit of a shove, actually. Drop the speed down because we do not want to hit this hard. Hopefully these two are empty. Brake on, going a bit quick there for what I'd like. We can hook these two up once they've been bumped. Come on, come to daddy. The only problem with realistic, it does take a realistic time to get the airflow together. So now, it's a bit of a shove with our engine. Start doing some of the work, because that DH4 is a workhorse. It loves this type of work. Now, we won't be able to use the wireless remote for this, but that's okay. what I'll do. Shut that on brake. Get our train stopped for now. We'll take over with this one wherever they happen to stop. Right, so we're going to be into reverse. Brakes are off. Apparently the brake's not off. I've got the handbrake still on. That's why. So it's handy if you encounter something like this and you'll happen to be playing this. There's normally a train kicking around in most yards. What type it is, yeah, that'll vary. So just something to watch. There's a lot of good things you can do. Like this, and just move it out your way. So it's just there. Start applying some brake. Don't need a huge amount. Change my signal. Into forward. Brake off. Don't want to be going super fast with this. It's not ideal to do this on the front because the DD2 is front air cooled. But you know, we're just going to make this work. We're only doing it for this one little job. And we're going to want that one changed over because that's where we're going to stick it. We ain't got a brake on. Get a brake on. It's physics. Gotta love them. Get this hooked up. And we're going to leave it hooked up because I doubt we'll be taking this out of here. Right, so into reverse. We are going to face these sort of challenges at places. It's the nature of it. What we can do, brake off, a little bit of throttle. Worry about this guy now. Should theoretically be good. To take the throttle out of that. That's good. It's the advantage of the wireless remote, we can do things remotely. Do nice and slow, you can achieve a couple of things all at the same time. So we're right, left, which is exactly what we want to be. Keep an eye on our train. I'll apply some brake there to our train. Sort our train out in a minute. Get the throttle out of this guy. Oh, look at that. All out of our way. Just one thing, be sure you turn them off, otherwise they will keep incurring fees. So our train again, so I want it to go a little further forward because it is big at the back end. We want to make sure the whole train is within where we need to drop it. There we go. Our wireless is all fully charged as well. Excellente. That's what we want to be seeing. Yeah, about that will do us nicely. So, now we're going to drop the majority of the weight of this one, so if it does start raining, which it's due to again in a bit, it's not going to be a problem for us. Oh, wrong bit. So, as we're here, we've got to go drop this job in at the station. So this is our big paying one. In fact, that's not the right one. This is the one. This is our big paying job of the two. There we go. 66,000 for that. Nice. As we're going to Food Factory, it's always worth a quick look. Is there anything worth taking? No. Didn't think there would be. So, Oil Refinery, there is no shop here, so we don't need to worry about that. So, Food Factory is our next one. And let's take the brake off. Get a little bit, get the train moving whilst we're going down. Soon catch it up. Come back, wait for me. There we go. As the good old saying goes, let's get the fluff out of here. Now, I'm not going to bother time-lapsing this next little jaunt because it is only a little jaunt, +1, but we're carrying 51 tons. This ain't going to be a challenge. Not for this engine. As you saw, we hit one of the sharpest hills in Derail Valley, 3.3. That is pretty steep. It is a short little hill as well. Now, I know some of you, maybe eagle-eyed, may have looked and gone, well, you're going well past those speed signs before you're accelerating. Remember, the speed of that corner is relevant not just to the front of the train, but the back of the train as well. And as we were about 250 meters long, that was a reasonable length. We've got to wait a while to get to it. As we get longer trains, that's going to be more of a problem because we ain't going to see the back. But there are things we can buy that will let us know exactly when the train length passes that point. And we will be needing it for this because I do intend, as well, I'm getting concurrent orders too. Do we have any more junctions to worry about? Yes, we have one which is a keep right. Then that's it, into Food Factory. So this is a really short little journey and we've got a really short little train on. It's just 3 cars. It's nothing. Okay, 70. Let's get the hammer down. It's probably going to be a sharpish turn up ahead, but we're carrying that little now. Brakes will work nice and right. 60 for the junction. This will be a keep right. I imagine we need to go slower than this, so we'll let the hill take some momentum out. And we'll worry about fine tuning. As always, sim me with this up. Like to have it. I've got a finger on the brake and we are a 30 right. 30 right. As you can see, this thing stops rather well now. So having to use the dynamic brake as well as the main engine brake before. I don't need that for a minute. To get us actually slowed down. So we're a 50 on a -2.2. Yeah, I'm letting the hill take that one. It is what it's there for. As you can see, it's gotten a bit foggy out now, as the weather forecast did predict. So yeah, successful run. We've had every signal set exactly where we need them to be. Bonus. Makes life so much easier for us. Well, us, me. And makes a change for me not getting lost. Unlike the last 2 episodes, or 3, where I've gotten lost on near enough every single journey. We've always made it, but I got lost, even with that derailment, and I wish I'd caught that on video. Because it was funny. I wasn't laughing at the time, but you never do. But hindsight, it's one of those things. And look where we are financially now. Nearly 300,000 in the bank. Nice. So it's possible you plan ahead with this game. You can make money. Well, that big shunt job helped. If we could have got that other shunt job, if everything hadn't been in the way, that would have been another 45, 50,000. Because we would have had it done in time. Here comes the rain. So we've got to watch for wheel slip again. Braking as well as accelerating, it does affect both. It does affect your stopping distances. No, it's saying 80, but I'm concerned we're getting close, as we see here, the food factory, and you don't really want to be doing more than 50 kilometers an hour in most yards, unless you know you, like this steel move, you're going to blow straight through it, and you know your signals are set. Blow straight through it, because it is a straight run. But a lot of them, you've got turns, you've got stuff to worry about. As you can see here, right turn, 50. You don't want to be going too fast anyway. So, where are we dropping? We're dropping C6I. Yes. It looks like that is an empty. Yes, it is. Nice empty line. That's what we'd like to see. Have a bit of window wiper. If you do leave them on, they will squeak quite badly. So we're going to run this right down to the end because it's closer to the station. Obviously it is, we run against the clock with all jobs, and that bonus can be up to sort of 50%, so it does make it worth it getting things where they need to be on time. If you're doing a multi-train, it's the little job at the end that wasn't really worth a lot, like this one. It doesn't matter so much. Get the big paying jobs with the big bonuses. Alright, so we're going to hit the brakes here. Come to a complete stop. I'll turn the handbrake on this. Hit the fuel cut out because we're going to stop for a bit. Remember, we've got a handbrake at least one car. And that is job done. So hand that in, validated, and we got 10,000 for that. Nice, bring our total to 281. Ah, that's cool. That's cool. Right, I'll leave this episode here because I think that has gone on plenty long enough for this episode. And you can join me in the next one where we're going to visit the shop, look at jobs from out of here, and see where we're off to next. Till next time, see you again.